Dinner for shoes, please. Hello. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Dinner for Shoes. We're going to really quickly talk about this boot so that we can remove from the table. Not that I want to remove her. I really want to wear her. But anyway, this chocolate brown suede boot is from La Rude. We're going to jump right into it. We have so much to talk about because it's Fashion Week. We're going to talk about the Fashion Week trends. We're going to talk about what I wore. You might remember from last season, we did one episode with my Fashion Week looks, and I kind of talked about what Fashion Week is and how I operate during that week, which is really very much one day at a time. My head feels like it's going to explode. So if you need a refresher, go back and check out that episode. But yeah, I mean, my head is about to explode as per usual, as per all the fashion weeks. However, I'm going to be a champ and I'm going to bring everything together into one episode, and we're going to do runway trends, which this runway is showing fall winter 2024 trends, and we're going to get those knocked out, and we're going to get my looks knocked out all in one episode. We're gonna do it, I promise. The only thing that could get me through that is a really good cup of coffee, which we'll get to. But let's talk about the outfit behind the shoes and the shoes so that you can see my face. Should I just talk about it like right here and just never show my face? You would miss my facial expressions, wouldn't you? All right, so this is a brown ribbed Nadam. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. I actually want to look it up. You see, I try. Nottum. So I didn't pronounce it right. Nottum. It's a sustainable brand. They are really known for their cashmere and their incredible knits. And I just want it to be comfortable after a week of putting on so many heels and outfits and go. I wanted to wear my brown Nottum sweater dress. And there's a reason why I chose this color today. And it has to do with our runway trends, which you're going to find out very soon. And the color palette that I've been noticing on the runway. But important to note is that this chocolate brown ribbed dress, it has two slits on the side, which I love because it makes it more movable and it allows for a shoe moment. These are my La Rude boots. I love them. I think I've talked about how much I love La Rude as a brand before in previous episodes, but these just really go with everything. I think everyone needs like a dark brown, chocolatey toned boot. You won't regret it. My tits really popping out there. You won't regret it. You will find yourself reaching for them more and more. Ever since I welcomed these puppies to my closet, I have continuously reached for them. That is for sure. I didn't even wear earrings today. I wanted to go really clean. I barely did my makeup because I've been getting my makeup done actually by Maybelline a couple of the days of the week. And I've been working with this amazing makeup artist named Dihan, and we really hit it off together, and she's been coming to my apartment. Kit's been bothering her and looking into her little makeup suitcase. But anyway, it's been great. And I just need a refresher. I need like a clean, refreshed day. So I did minimal makeup. I just wanted to wear these boots, only wore my green vintage ring to match with my green Dior saddlebag. If you've been watching the little snippets and shorts that I've been posting from Fashion Week, you will see that I went to pick it up from the Fashion File headquarters, which I absolutely love. If you go around like Sunset, the lighting in the like studio area that they have where people go pick out bags is so pretty, and check out that reel if you haven't seen it. But anyway, I'm really into green right now, really into sage. And honestly, sage kind of borders on another color that we're seeing on the runway a lot, seafoam. So we'll get there. We'll talk about the runway trends, but let's dive in. Let me put my boot back on. Oh, I stuffed it so that it stood up. All right, we'll put my boot back on, and then I'll introduce what's right here, which is Sober Shot. Okay, so Sober Shot, very, very important. Sober Shot is mine and my boyfriend's, but also like I introduced it to him, so I'm just gonna say mine. Our absolute favorite. I'm putting my polka dot plates, one on top of another, extra polka dots, because polka dots also happens to be a runway trend I am spotting. I think there's gonna be a return of the classic polka dot, just saying. Anyway, I'll show you what runways we've been seeing that on. But here is my sober shot. Today, I got one for free because I've been going to Sober Shot so much that they have the little punch cards, which I love. And if you've gotten enough of them, you get a Sober Shot for free, which like, hell yeah. Now, what's so great about Sober Shot? My boyfriend and I get the not too sober. We've recently been adding an espresso shot to that if we really need like energy. And today I felt like I did to make it through this episode. And so I added an extra shot to it. But what makes Sober Shot so unique and what the not too sober is it's just espresso on ice. And then they put this foam that they make. It's like a creamy foam on top and they pour it in and then it looks like this. When you first are given it, it has the white foam top still separate. And as you drink it, the foam falls into the iced espresso and it's unreal. Today, I asked the person who created my drink, I was like, I keep trying to make this cream, which is such a lie. I just keep buying whipped cream and expecting it to taste like the Sober Shot cream. That's never going to happen. I keep buying like fat-free zero sugar whipped cream and like putting it in my mouth before I have my coffee. And I'm like, yeah, this will taste like Sober Shot. And what she said though, is that what it actually is, it's not fat-free whipped cream. It's condensed milk and heavy cream whipped together. And I was like, but it tastes a little salty and sweet. Like, you sure you don't put any sugar or salt in there? And she's like, a very little bit of salt. Anyway, when my boyfriend and I get it, we look like we take the first sip together because it's just that good. And enjoying that first sip of Sober Shot is like nothing else. Like, we look forward to it every weekend when we can make the trip there. It's kind of out of the way from where we both live. So I'm about to move in with him. More on that soon. But anyway, we'll make the drive. We'll make the hike for Sober Shot. And yeah, so this was my freebie. So exciting. And you're going to get to see my face when I take the first sip of Sober Shot. Let me also mention, normally when we're drinking it, we take a sip the second we get it. So we take a sip when the cream is still very much on the top before it's fallen in. But because I had to take the time to get ready to set up to record this, the girls are fighting. It's now sunken in. So this is going to be a different experience for me with my Sober Shot. Oh my God, it's so good. What would you do if I just kept chugging and I like chugged the whole thing? Like Taylor Swift when she chugged her beer and everyone saw it on the Jumbotron. I was just like, whoa, I thought the watching football with me is like on another, like you would just like crack up the whole time. But when they showed Taylor Swift like doing that, I was like, she's been taking that shot for so long. And my boyfriend's like, that's beer. Like every time you go up on the Jumbotron, like if they show you have to like chug your beer. And I'm like, really? Like, I didn't know that rule. I thought she was just doing that for fun. And he was like, did you not see that her friend was like, oh, we're there? And then I'm like, no, I didn't know. Okay. Tangent. Anyway, let's talk about Fashion Week. I did post a reel on the Super Bowl fashion, and I don't want to get into it anymore. It was enough. This little baby is going to get me through, I'm telling you. So anyway, if you live in Jersey City, go to Sober Shot. Microphone. My microphone's like, can you give me some Sober Shots so I can stand up straight? I'm like, no, microphone, you don't have a mouth, but you are covered in cat hair. Okay, so let's get into Fashion Week. I'm trying to decide if I want to talk about my looks first or the runway trends. I think I want to talk about the runway trends first. So let's do it. Let me pull up my handy dandy drop box. Okay. We are going to talk about today color trends, which I'm separating from the other trends. Just like there's always really prominent colors that we see from the runway shows. And we're going to talk about those, but that's not really a trend, right? So, and then we're also going to talk about my favorite look so far from Fashion Week. But as far as actual trends go, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I'm really excited to talk about that I'm pinpointing today. So, important to note that, well, I guess we can start with polka dot since you already know about that one. But I only added 3 looks just because I didn't want to keep you guys, around and waiting so long. And I feel like these 3 looks that I've picked for each trend will make you get the gist of it. You'll see it. You'll understand what I'm talking about. And you'll know to add it to your wardrobe for fall 2024. Get to shop and go shop. Go shop the trends. Hurry up. I do think every season about how like when I'm sitting there and I'm like looking at the runway and it's for fall 2024, I'm like, oh, that's so far from now. Like I don't need to add this stuff to my closet yet. And then I'm like, that is so soon. Time goes by fast. Fashion goes by fast. Runway shows happen fast. Okay, so let's start talking about polka dots and how I've seen this resurgence of polka dots on the runways. I think my favorite example of it was at the Altuzarra show. This really long maxi length, wink, wink. We have another maxi trend coming up. That's a little teaser. But it was just this great drop waist dress with pleating, and it's super modest. It just looks so effortless. And to be complete, like to juxtapose completely with that modest look, we have this amazing Alaya dress, and it's polka dots, of course, and it's asymmetrical. Asymmetrical silhouettes like this one are another trend that we're seeing a lot, where the asymmetric design isn't such that it's like, oh, just one shoulder or, you know, just like an interesting sleeve on this side with not the same detail on the other side. It's like an over exaggerated asymmetric silhouette. And this Alaya dress is basically two trends in one with the polka dots and that asymmetric thing going on. I also, this is kind of similar. This Patou dress is kind of like, well, first of all, I love the color of it, but it's kind of like the midi length version of the Altuzarra dress that I showed. And I think this is really cool. We're also seeing a lot of like cinched waists and belts when it comes to suiting. And this dress is another example of that. I have this great polka dot dress. It's funny. It's not white with black polka dots. It's black with white polka dots. So now I kind of wish that I could just go zap and change it. And all of a sudden it'll be white with black polka dots, but that doesn't happen. My boyfriend Nick is into tech, and he would probably tell me like, you know, you could do that if you asked ChatGPT to change it to this and it would produce it for you. And I'd be like, yeah, but can I wear it? Is it physical? Is it in person? We have some mixed different thoughts about ChatGPT and all the crazy technological advancements that have been popping up on our radar recently, but we can get to that in another episode. So anyway, there's polka dots for you. Since I did tease the whole maxi length thing, let's talk about it. I've been seeing an overabundance of maxi skirts. So while the maxi dress is obviously a dress and it's floor length, right? There's this return to like a big full skirt on the runways for fall 2024. Yet again, I'm going to show it at Altuzarra. I loved Altuzarra. I just thought it was a really strong collection from a trend perspective. A lot of the trends that I have been noticing popped up on the Altuzarra runway. And Altuzarra has always been one of my favorite brands, 100%. Like if I had to list top 10, it would be there. Top 10 like designer luxury brands where like I see their shows at Fashion Week, not like brands that I have in my closet because help me, I'm poor. Okay, so love that skirt, love the leather, love the pleating. It's very full. And again, it's cinched at the waist so you could really see the full silhouette there. Tanya Taylor, which that brand released a lookbook. I love the way this one's yet again also pleated, and it's got a plaid print, but it's kind of this like illusion like plaid, which I think is really neat. And it's paired with this chocolate brown leather. We'll get to the colors. But finally, and I think this is really interesting, at Kate, this maxi skirt was folded over at the waist. And it reminds me of like when we used to wear like hardtails and solos, like way back when in like middle school. And I like this fold over look. And I like that like it's floor length, and probably you could adjust that skirt to be as long as you want based on how much you go ahead and fold it over. And I believe it was what was the other runway that I think I saw a similar look? Proenza. I believe it was the Proenza runway where I saw another maxi skirt that had the fold over detail. So find that to be really interesting. I do love a maxi skirt. I think if I had to choose a way to wear it first, it would be, girls, stop getting into whatever you're getting into. Come and join the trend conversation. Come join the fashion runway talk. It would be with like a cropped leather jacket and then like the folded over maxi skirt. I just love that look. I think it's really clean and sleek, and the jacket buttoned all the way up to the collar. Really cool. Love that. Let's talk about my favorite coat. I am noticing two strong coat silhouettes on the fall 2024 runways, but I pinpointed my favorite, which I've been seeing from the very first runway show I went to, Siriano. There is like, and I've been going back and forth with what to call it. Right now, I'm just calling it the scarf coat. If you have a better idea for what to call it, weigh in, comment on the YouTube video, let me know, and tell me what I should call this. But right now we're going with the scarf coat, and basically it's like a trench or a very long coat. My friend Jess always says, like, all you need is a coat and it makes the look. You just need a coat. And this trend speaks to that notion because it is a one and done look. Because not only is it the coat from head to toe, but it's got this built-in wrap. A lot of these coats do, especially like, for example, here's the one at Siriano. It's got this like wrap effect that goes all the way around the body. You can wrap it around the neck. It's providing an added layer of warmth, but it's also providing volume and dimension. And it's like really eye-catching in this unique way. And if you look on the runway at Prabal, this coat, beautiful coat, by the way, it's made of seafoam, which is a color that we're seeing a lot. And this seafoam satin, it's so glamorous. And it's like worn with a trouser and just like a really chic shoe and maybe an earring, like it's shown here. The satin, kind of like draping just wraps around the shoulder and it doesn't skim the floor, but it's just showing you like, I'm so buttoned up, right? I'm like overly buttoned up. I'm overly warm. I am protecting myself. There's like this protective element that comes with it, but also this very blasé, like I'm so cool. Sure, I can deal with some extra fabric. Lay it on me. I want a coat like this. That's my point. And finally, this is a version of it at Proenza Schooler. So that is my scarf coat. That's what I'm going to call it for now. Until you guys give me another option of what to call it. Let's talk about fringe. Fringe has also been on the rise, but it's in really interesting, unique ways. When I think of fringe, I think of the Western look. I think of Free People. I think of like a suede oversized fringe jacket with like fringe coming off of like the sleeves, you know, where you could just like go like this all day long and you would just like be making noise and everyone would be like those big things that are like, you know, when you're driving on a highway and you see like a car dealership and it's like those big like thingies like that. Oh, yeah, that's like what I think of when I think of like fringe. But this is a different type of fringe. This is a fringe that is like a glamour fringe where it's like for a going out look. My favorite example so far is hands down from Tanya Taylor. It's in this pink. It's kind of like, it's pretend like you're wearing like a pink mini tube dress and then tons of this blush toned rose colored fringe going from about thigh length all the way down to the floor. And there's this matching clutch, which also has the fringe coming off of it. It's a statement. It's glamour. You're going to be seeing that on the red carpet. 100%. It's not this like Western boho look. It's more of like this elevated, glamorized fringe. There are also 3-1 Philip Lim, love him. He's a great designer and I really do like the clothes so much. And I love this sweater. This sweater is also really chic. It's a comfy, cozy knit. It's got the fringe coming off both the sleeves and like around the waist too, right? And I like how it's highlighting this like sheer slip of a skirt because those are still very much in, but sheer has just been in for seasons now. So I didn't want to like hyper focus on it. Also at Helmut Lang, I liked how this fringe wrap skirt was kind of part of like a one and done, you know, like chic look that comes with plaid from head to toe. If you're wondering if there is a lot of plaid, I would say yes. Like I've been noticing for the fall 2024 runways, there are a lot of like autumnal. I'm not gonna, Alexa, say autumnal. Autumnal. Yeah, autumnal. Is that how you say it? Like there are a lot of autumnal looks. Autumnal. Okay, fine. So there are a lot of like classic traditional autumnal color palettes and prints I have been noticing. Like at Siriano, for example, if you checked out my review, I was just saying how like all the different colors utilized in that collection reminded me of when you're driving in the fall and you're in this area that's like super, like maybe you're like approaching a forest or a mountain and you see all these trees. That happens a lot in New Jersey. If you're from Jersey, you can relate. And all these trees are like blossoming in their fall autumnal colors, and like you're seeing the reds and the golds and the oranges, and there's a lot of those shades on the runways that are really prominent. So it's almost like this super realistic iteration of fall, right? Okay, so that's fringe for you. Let's talk about the asymmetrical dress, which I did tease before. So we've got Jason Wu with this midnight blue, and as you can see here, this deconstructed kind of like distressed silhouette of a dress. It's overly asymmetrical. The asymmetrical detail it's really exaggerated here. So it's like, you know, it's not just like the one shoulder thing, right? So this gown is beautiful. Another example is that Kate, it was the same thing. It was just kind of like this really, like, it's so much more dramatic, the difference of this sleeve to this sleeve, right? And this cool halter style silhouette. And again, Tanya Taylor is just really strong this season. I loved this Tanya Taylor look. This really beautiful scarlet red knit ankle length dress. I didn't know if I wanted to call it midi or maxi, but it's definitely ankle length enough to have a shoe moment, right? And I just love how it was styled. I think I just loved the lookbook that Tanya Taylor put together this season. So that's really cool. Definitely want to I was like thinking about it because I was laying in bed before recording this episode and I was like, I want to wear one of the trends that I'm going to be talking about. And I was like, I don't have a good asymmetrical dress. So that is like immediately on my to buy list. I think that's a very wearable trend. It's something that's actually really flattering on many different body types, especially if you know what features you like to emphasize and show off. Like, I mean, yes, it takes trying on, right? So you know, like, oh, like this shoulder is going to be showing, but it's definitely a cool trend. And it's something that like, it kind of speaks for a whole look. So it's like, you can be wearing this really cool asymmetrical dress and you don't need to give a shit about your shoes because like the dress is just so damn cool. Anyway, we've got two more I want to talk about before we get into color trends and then my favorite looks. Bermuda suits. Bermuda suits are everywhere. The Bermuda length short is becoming part of the suit. Like it or love it, you need to do it. I have a pair of Bermuda shorts, but they're leather and I want to try to wear them to my final show. But regardless, you know, this is cool. Vince put a plaid version out that I really liked, and it's this brown set and it's worn over this blue striped button down. And I think that that's a really cool, like kind of raw workwear look. In the same vein, Carolina Herrera did a pair of these Bermudas belted. It's very much part of a suiting look. The white button down is just typical Carolina Herrera. Literally the brand is known for that white button down. It's part of their DNA, and with a really elegant matching pump. That's just super, super chic. And if you're gonna trust any brand to really show the trends, it's The Row, and they put out this Bermuda length short suit with black leather knee-high boots and a turtleneck. Super sleek. I love this look. Okay, let's talk about glove pumps. That's a shoe. So we're going to talk shoe trends. I just wanted to throw one out there for you and like tell you what's going on. Girls, they're not being present in this, but one of them just took a poop. Oh, it was Kit. Kit, come over here. We got the litter robot. I'm testing out the litter robot, and my one thing about it is that it has a really big circle opening, and Kit is like an obsessive, like, let me try to get all the litter out of the box when I'm covering my poop or my pee. And so every time I come home, there's literally like a pound of litter on the floor that I have to clean up. Regardless, let me talk about the shoes. Okay, I wanted to give you like one shoe trend to work with. I think I always like, for me, I wish I paid more attention to the shoes on the runway, but I think that I don't enough, and it's a regret, but I always find like one, by the end of the New York shows, I always find like one prominent silhouette that I'm like, that's the one I'm going to invest in for fall. That's the one that I think I'm going to like wearing with my outfits. And it's the glove pump. So the glove pump was popular like a few seasons back, but it's really like, I like it best in leather, but it's when the shoe essentially engulfs the entire foot. I have a really great picture of it here from Helmut Lang, but the leather like engulfs the entire foot and kind of stops right below the ankle. ankle, and then there's a heel. It could be a stiletto heel, which you're seeing here at Helmut Lang, or it could be something a little bit more shapely, architecturally stimulating. I loved that at Phillip Lim, they had two versions of it. One was this like really cool rust colored booty, and the heel is pretty architectural there too. It's kind of like a triangle nail-like heel. And then at Tibby, I loved that Tibby did this white glove pump, which like that's like my must-have of the season. I saw that white glove pump and I was like, oh my God, I want it. But they also did a clear PVC boot. And when they did their runway, their show was like a presentation this season, but when they shot the runway, they did two different shoes, which I'm just like, are two different shoes going to be a thing? Literally, like I know I said the row is like the number one source of what trends are coming, but Tibby, like for me really is. It's a little bit more, I guess I would say like experimental. And Tibby did the PVC boot on one foot and the glove pump on another. So I just wanted to show that because I thought that was interesting. I think it's important to note because if people start wearing two completely different shoes together, you can remember that you heard it here first. Thank Tibby. Okay, now let's talk about, I did all that. Let's do color trends. Okay, so of course, I'm sure that you already probably realized that this chocolate brown is a big color trend, and it is. And I need to take a sip of coffee. Oh yes, that can help get me through. Okay, so what I did for dinner for shoes, because every color trend that I was noticing was reminding me of the food. Okay, it just was. This color brown that is all over the runways is literally the color of a Hershey chocolate bar. You know, a classic milk chocolate Hershey chocolate bar. You unwrap it, whatever color you see when you unwrap it, that is what this trend is, okay? I saw it at Christian Siriano first, and there was a lot of brown and black like clashing at Siriano that worked really well, like a good clash, not a bad clash. And this tuxedo dress was a great example, and this dress is exactly the type of brown I picture when I think of a Hershey's chocolate bar. So I'm calling this Hershey's chocolate brown instead of Hershey's chocolate bar, Hershey's chocolate brown. Hershey's chocolate brown bar. I would like to wear a Hershey's chocolate bar. That reminds me of like Willy Wonka when they fall into the chocolate. All right. Vince, also great lookbook, kind of like the way I love Tanya Taylor's this season. I love Vince's, and I thought that this 3-piece look was really, really strong. I like the sheer sock there with the sandal. It's so cool. It's like the sexy reveal of the toe, and of course this 3-piece Hershey's chocolate brown set. And finally, I thought that it was really, really strong on LOL, me trying to pronounce this brand. I love this brand. Ludovic de Saint-Cernin. Let's just figure out how to pronounce it. Important, right? It is important. Designers, like, it is very important. Designers work so hard on these amazing collections. They present them to us and we eat them up. We should at least give them the decency of knowing how to pronounce their names, right?
De Saint-Cernin.
De Saint-Cernin. Ludovic de Saint-Cernin. Ludovic de Saint-Cernin. Well, this trench was amazing. I think if there's like one trench that I am obsessed with and want to buy, it's this one. It's this leather trench. It's in the Hershey's chocolate brown. I want. Next, we're going to go to a completely, you like sweet? We're going to go to the savory side. Golden mustard. I don't know what you put on your hot dog, but for me, it's golden mustard. Literally like Heinz golden mustard, this is the color. This color is on the runway. However, it is being shown in really cool materials that almost give it this more elegant vibe. Because when you think of like spicy brown golden mustard, like you don't think of elegance. But here I'm seeing it. So at Cinquecept, for example, there's this gorgeous dress with flutter sleeves and ruffles, and it's got this, there's a silk sheen to it, right? It's really beautiful. And again, there's that scarf, because I'm telling you, these elongated scarves are definitely a thing. So if you can remember one thing for fall 2024, be extraordinarily bold with your accessories for winter and, just wrap and wrap and wrap. Okay, at Altuzara, yet again, I just loved this coat. It's like a toggle coat. When was the last time you saw a good toggle coat? And again, it's that shade of golden, like mustard, you know? And then at Ula Johnson, again, this has like all of the really pretty details. It's super femme, this dress, with like some ruffles on the bodice and a pleated skirt. So I think that's a really beautiful way to show golden mustard. Now let's get into mint chocolate chip. So the thing is that this doesn't look like mint chocolate chip, right? Like this color is not mint chocolate chip. It's way more sage. And I'm obsessed with sage right now, but mint chocolate chip is, I mean, this is it, the best call out I could give you to mint chocolate chip. I forgot to say that Kit does love the, like if I turned over this top right now, she would love, here, Kit, only a little bit. She loves licking it. Here, go ahead. Only a little. Everyone's obsessed with Sober Shot, even cats. Literally, this coffee break. You're gonna leave? You're gonna leave? She heard something. She'll be right back. Oh, it's the litter robot. Since she just pooped, the litter robot's cleaning out her poop. And what she does is when the litter robot starts to do the thing it's supposed to do, she jumps in just to make sure that it's working properly. She's this cat. Kit, come have your Kit. I can't believe she's more interested in the litter robot than the this amazing froth from Sober Shot. That is outstanding to me. Anyway, let's talk about mint chocolate chip. Mint chocolate chip. We saw the mint color at Kalina Strata. And it's really the sea foam. It's really more of a sea foam, but I just wanted to keep calling things like food. So mint chocolate chip, I love this this shirt dress at Kalina Strata. It's got a really unique detail too on the hem down there with the ruffles. So that's really, really cool. And plus, I just love how inclusive Kalina Strata's runway is. If you haven't checked out Kalina Strata, I want every single runway to look like Kalina Strata's runway. Every single type of person you actually see when you're walking the streets of New York is in that show. God help me, I wish we could get to a point where all designers fucking put their shows like that. What did I just say? Sorry, I'm seeing something blinking on the camera and I'm like, what does that mean? Speak words, and it just all the brain. There's nothing's going on up there. Okay, so anyway, it's a very inclusive runway and it looks like real life. Everyone wants to see clothes on real life, and that's just what I hope every designer aims to do. So that is mint chocolate chip at Kalina Strata. Now let's get into mint chocolate chip elsewhere. I think my favorite version of it, or this sea foam, but mint chocolate chip, for the sake of dinner for shoes, where we only eat dinner. And mint chocolate chip can be considered dinner. I would have like 2 pints of mint chocolate chip ice cream and consider it dinner, just letting you know. Okay, so Jason Wu, there's this gorgeous dress, also in that same tone. Love it. Okay, now we also on the La Pointe runway. Now, La Pointe always has very interesting colors on the runway. You will never be disappointed. That runway will never be void of color. And a lot of the time it's really bright. You're seeing all these colors and all these different like textural silhouettes, and they look really great together. This dress with the coat over it, like the coatigan, is a perfect example. It's got feathers. It's beautiful. And there's that sheer element going on. So I love that version of mint chocolate chip. Very glam. Okay, finally, the fourth color. So we had Hershey's chocolate brown, golden mustard, mint chocolate chip. Now let me throw you a curveball, Manischewitz wine. Okay, hear me out. I'm really not a wine drinker, but I was noticing like, burgundy and like these dark maroon shades have been around for a while now. I feel like they've been around for a few seasons, and it's like interesting because I feel like there's this like kind of newer burgundy shade on the fall 2024 runways, and it's not quite so red as there's a little bit of plum. And since I'm not a wine drinker, I can't tell you like, oh, the Cabernet from France in 19 whatever, like is this color. I just associate this color with Manischewitz wine. Let me say that I've been to many Seders with a glass of Manischewitz wine on my polka dot plate. No, I'm kidding. On like the table. And I love Manischewitz wine. It's so good and it's full of sugar and it looks just like this. So my favorite examples of these Manischewitz wine, Trish, stop scratching your nails. Come up here and join us. Don't be jealous. You hear her scratching? I guess you wouldn't be able to hear her if I don't shut the fuck up. No fighting. Jason Wu, this incredible Manischewitz wine sweater dress. Hello, I love that. Kim Shui, oh my God, this is such a strong moment. You've got the red tights, which we know is such a trend. It's been ongoing. It's a major street style trend right now. And you got this Manischewitz wine, furling collar jacket with leather gloves. Love that Manischewitz wine. And then Ekeslata. That is a great example of Manischewitz wine. There's even the purple crop top underneath this suiting moment to prove that this red has purple undertones, hence the Manischewitz. Okay, so there you go. So we've got Hershey's chocolate brown, golden mustard, mint chocolate chip, and Manischewitz wine. Those are 4 foods you cannot forget. So those are the colors you're looking for fall 2024. All right, let's go into my favorite looks on the runway so far, and then we'll talk about what I wore to the shows. Okay. So my favorite one that I think I saw that I loved was this Helmut Lang moment. It's a dress over pants look. I've been curious about the dress over pants look and trying it myself for a few seasons now. I think this would be the way that I want to try it. I also love, so I like how there's like the little white slip of satin coming out around like right below the knee. But I just like this, like, this is an example of suiting, but it's a dress suiting moment, right? And I like the really cool moon-shaped bag with that look. Okay. Next, we've got this look from Rag & Bone. I love a straight leg jean. I also am a dark wash girly, and I like this sleeveless vest belted. Now, this is harking back to, remember, I told you a lot of suits are coming with belts, and I just think that this is a really unique way to like add edge. I love the square toe shoe with this look. Look I would live in 100%. Okay, next, Phillip Lim. This is my ideal look. First of all, there's the maxi skirt again, just further proof that the maxi skirt is happening. But it's a denim cargo maxi skirt with this like incredibly comfortable, big green, like forest green Sherpa hoodie that I just love. You've got the square toe boot peeking out. That is like my ideal wanna wear all the time look. All right, just to talk about polka dots again, if I was gonna wear a polka dot look, this would be it. Tanya Taylor, yet again, love how you have both the black, you see the black skirt with the white polka dots, but then the shirt is that might actually be a dress or like a slip. We don't really know because she's wearing that black, this, in my opinion, I think this is an all-in-one dress probably, which is just designed so cool and I love it. I would definitely wear it this way. I love the idea of like wearing this look that's kind of asymmetrical, kind of all over the place. It's eccentric with like your hair just down and natural, like showing like, hey, this is me. I'm a little wild. I'm, not just one print, right? Okay, I was at the Coach show and when this look came out, it just spoke to me right away. I love the bedazzled bow. The Coach show had a lot of like overly dramatic bows and it was like this really cheeky way to speak to the brand's like DNA and the rebellious spirit, but kind of like overly romanticized, right? And I thought that these jeans are actually patchwork and they have another tone denim on the butt, which I loved. So that was really cool. And there are bows on those rugged boots. So awesome. I thought this Audrey Hepburn moment was really cool from Sandy Lang. Again, that shade of pink it's kind of like, I keep saying this, but like, I think millennial pink is coming back. I wasn't like 100% sure, so I didn't include it in like my absolutely this is the color palette yet. Again, it just fashion month just started, but regardless, that color, I'm seeing it a lot and I think it's really beautiful. I also like the white ballet flat with it. So all these looks are a little bit different, but those are 6 that I just happen to love. Now, what did I wear to the shows? Let me take a sip. Let me tell you what I wore to the shows. Okay, we're starting a new thing. It's it's called My Boyfriend Judged My Fashion Week Looks. So last night we were laying in bed. I had my half gummy and I was talking about how I'm recording this episode. And I was like, well, you haven't even seen all my fashion looks. Like, let me show you what I wore to Fashion Week. And Nick just started to comment on the looks. And so I was like, you know what? This is a fun game. So I'm going to show you the look and then you tell me what you think. Okay. So let's start with, let's just go for the first one that he actually looked at. The first one he actually looked at was this, I wore this blue oversized double-breasted Zara blazer with jeans. They have a distressed hem. And I wore black leather platform boots and this cool Nina ombre effect bag. 8 other reasons, chunky gold earrings. And this was what Nick said. You look like a sea captain. Is that what you were going for? A sea captain? In a nice way. He added the in a nice way, which I love him. He's so sweet. So I'm going to call that my sea captain look. That was my sea captain look. I wore that to the Coach show. The Tommy Hilfiger look, I definitely want to talk about this one. So I wore this really cool, like striped oversized varsity bomber jacket with my favorite Levi's jeans, a little white crop top I have from Aritzia. There's the burgundy again. These burgundy cider Mary Janes with a little block heel and a Carolina Herrera clutch that's the exact same shade of burgundy. And I did a little red lip and Nick said, it's giving panda, soft panda. Okay, so that's my panda look. Panda. All right, next we can talk about my pink dress. So this pink dress is from a brand called Theo the Label. It's new and I loved this boat neck, like kind of off the shoulder moment. Of course, it's very Jackie Kennedy. Like this look was definitely absolutely inspired by her. With it, I wore tights from Threads. These are the sheerest I have to date. I'm really into the sheer tights thing. My Miu Miu sunglasses, my Fendi bag with the croc strap that I love, and these Zara buckle slingbacks. And what Nick had to say about that was Jackie Kennedy, just do Jackie Kennedy. So this is the just do Jackie Kennedy look that I wore. Okay. My very first outfit at Fashion Week, which I wore to the Christian Siriano show, was this Tibby shirt. It has such a cool back. It's got like this oversized pocket on the back. It kind of reminds me of a running shirt. So I feel like it just speaks to my personality. And even though I can't run right now, which we know, but I wore that with a simple black skirt. I did sheer text tights, my black suede Palmoda slingbacks, my Dior, my Sage Dior saddlebag, and Warby Parker, Emma Chamberlain collab sunglasses. They're green and they have like a cool like brownish tint to them. And what Nick said is, well, first he said, do it again, because I showed him the video and then I guess he didn't decide what he wanted to say. So he said, librarian meets folder with pencil pouch first day of school. So that's my librarian meets folder look. Hello, Trish. It's so nice of you to join. She's staying for the librarian. She heard librarian and she came right up. Hello, Munchkin. I know there's no place for you in that hammock. Okay, and finally, we have one more look that Nick wanted to weigh in on just in the nick of time for Trish to come up. Just in the nick of time. The nick of time. Finally, okay, this is what I wore to the Tibby presentation. Naturally, there's some Tibby involved. I wore this Tibby skirt. It's got a belt. It's really cool. The belt is on the side. I wore it with this LPA Sherpa. I like the collar on this. It kind of sticks up and it kind of like protects your neck and keeps you really warm, but not in the way one of those big wrap coats that you can wrap around a million times would. Anyway, I wore that over a long sleeve black shirt because it was cold that day with my Siriaco bag and my Schutz boots. For this one, Nick said, the top and the shoes are like North Pole. This is what someone wears to the North Pole. And the skirt is like Pilgrim. North Pole pilgrims. If the pilgrims landed in the North Pole, is my assessment. I do declare. He does declare. He doth declare. Your eyes are the same color as my Dior saddlebag. Does that mean mommy should buy it? Anyway, those are the looks. I do have one more look I'm going to wear, but, I'll throw that onto social media because I'm recording this in the PM after hours when I can, and I only have one show left. Okay, so I think you should say goodbye. I think you really owe us a little bit of, you owe us some. All right, let's let Kit drink the sober shot as our grand finale. Here, Kit. Trust me. Do I know my cats or do I know my cats? Enjoy. I know you want it. Their cats are so stubborn. Anyone who has cats, I know you can agree with me. They know what you want them to do and they just don't do it when you want them to do it on purpose. You know this. Lick, 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 lick. I always let her have a very little bit of this foam because she loves it. Good, sweetie. That's good. That's good. My sober shot kitty. Are you my sober shot kitty? Are you my sober shot kitty? Let me get a lick. Let me get here. Lick, lick, lick. Lick, lick, lick. There she goes. Yay. Okay. All right. Well, those are the Fashion Week Fall 2024 trends for y'all. Like, subscribe, tell everyone about Dinner for Shoes. We'll be back soon. Bye.